to battle. Beautiful. Battle time. The door is shut tight. It has a keyhole, which suggests the existence of a key. Perhaps a wall could be broken? Polka stops you. Wait a moment. That wall looks suspect, he says, before giving it a solid whack. Legol shakes his head. We should just break it down. He hits it with all his might. And with that, the wall crumbles, revealing, to your surprise, a hidden passage. I expected. You come across a weathered stone monument. The letters S-A-A-R are written on it, and there's a hollow where something clearly used to rest. The area around the stone monument is littered with what appear to be monster bones. The whole thing just feels rather foreboding. You keep walking, eager to stop thinking about what happened here. A weathered stone monument. The letters S-A-A-R are barely legible, and there's a hollow where something used to sit. You attempt to open the chest when suddenly a band of cackling monsters appears from the shadows. It looks like they were using this chest as bait. They waste no time in surrounding you and attacking. Sometimes you get lucky. Having defeated the monsters, you decide to try opening the chest. And when you do, you find inside a key of seemingly little value. All the same, Polka picks it up and tucks it away, a pleased look on his face. One never knows when a key could come in handy. Let's take it just in case. The door is shut tight. It does, however, have a keyhole. You slide the simple key into the keyhole and turn it. There is a satisfying click as the lock opens. With a pleased look on his face, Polka thumbs his glasses back up on his nose. Get him! You swear you see something move in the darkness. The three of you carefully step toward whatever it is, only to find it's a monster. Something squirms in the worm's midsection. She did say the monster swallowed her partner, Polka whispers. Not wanting to injure the very much alive entity inside, you carefully begin slicing into the worm's stomach. When a rat pops out. You've ventured into the deepest part of the ruins, but there's no sign of the large monster or the girl's partner. What if the rat is her partner? You tilt your head in confusion, and the rodent scampers off out of sight. With no further leads to go on, you decide to return to the young girl for now and tell her what you found.
Choose get me out now if you're in a hurry.
You all resolve to leave the sand ruins immediately. You emerge from the ruins in time to see the beast tamer leaping up and down, the rat you freed earlier gathered up in her arms. Thank, partner safe, happy, she squeals through tears of joy rather than sadness. Oh, isn't that lovely, Polka says, smiling. You've got slightly more complicated feelings about it. The girl announces that she's off to rejoin the rest of the main troop and trots off with her companion in tow.
A masterful victory! That's how it's done.
Something metallic stands out amid all the sand. You pick it up and find it looks awfully familiar. It's the bangle you threw away earlier. The one you'd need if you were going to, say, release the fearsome monster known as the Sand Prowlers are, who is trapped in the sand ruins, as Polka so helpfully mentioned. You threw it away once, and it's found you again. If there's such a thing as destiny, this is probably what it feels like. And you can't always fight destiny. You slide the bangle into your pack. You sense another long polka lecture coming and start walking. You hear the sound of feet hurriedly whooshing through the sand as he tries to catch up. Those were just his feet, right? Yeah, had to be. You see a lone tent pitched in the middle of the desert. You approach it and peer inside, but nobody's home. Surely a circus performer must be around here somewhere. A mysterious voice calls from who knows where. You look around once more, but see no signs of life. There it is again, clearer this time. You turn and look behind you. There's a severed head in the sand, or at least it looks severed, but it's alive? The head frantically beseeches you for aid. Apparently, it hid in the sand during a monster attack and could not free itself afterward. You all grab hold and pull in an attempt to dislodge the perhaps not disembodied head. And wouldn't you know it, it was attached to a young man who performs in the circus. He helpfully informs you that there are 2 others who were separated from the troupe during the attacks. He says they too may have hidden or otherwise disguised themselves. You resume your search, eyes primed to pick out anything unusual. The man is clearly worried about the other missing circus members. There's a strange sound coming from this treasure chest. You open it to find a very alive young boy from the circus inside. "You saved me," he pants. "I was about to suffocate in there." The boy makes a beeline for his fellow performer's tent. This cactus doesn't look unusual at first glance. You reach out and touch it, but it wiggles? Whoa, it's actually a woman from the circus. You saw right through my disguise. I'm impressed, she says with a confident smile. She hurries back to her fellow performer's tent. Having found the remaining 2 performers the young man mentioned, you return to his tent. He thanks you warmly and makes way for the ringmaster's waiting caravan. The caravan is larger than it was when you left. Seems the troop members you rescued found their way back safely. The young man you rescued races over the moment he sees you. I found my way back. Thank you so much for saving me, he beams. The ringmaster is next in line, peppering you with praise as he wrenches your entire arm up and down in a forceful handshake. He proudly announces that you can eat and drink your fill as a show of his gratitude. Oh, and he absolutely insists you see the show. He's certain you'll love it. Finding yourself looking forward to the circus, you decide to invite Legol and Puka to come along, but they're nowhere to be found. It looks like they took off on their own. Thinking it would be much more fun to go see the circus together, you decide to look for the pair. You find Polka holding a cup with some kind of golden liquid in it. A gentle-looking woman seems to be teaching him something. The woman whips the monster and roars with laughter. This little fellow sees this as a reward. Polka nods along. Aha, I see. This is most instructive. You're not completely sure what you're looking at. You decide to drag Polka away and take him to the show. You find Legol stuffing some kind of well-cooked meat into his mouth. Beside him is the beast tamer girl. When she notices you, she begins to thank you enthusiastically in crude language. However, your features harden when you see her looking lovingly at her monster partner. Seeing this, Legol asks, "You need something?" You invite Legol to come to the show and step away. You can hear the sounds of a lively crowd coming from the circus tent. The show must be about to begin. Stepping into the tent is akin to entering another universe. Clowns balance atop balls. Jugglers juggle objects with ease. Performers soar through the air on the trapeze. Your first circus show is infinitely more impressive than all the images you'd conjured in your head. Unfortunately, you also find yourself too vexed to fully enjoy it. You cannot stop thinking about the girl making nice with that monster. The young boy makes a show of stopping his ball directly in front of you and holds something out to you. "Which one of these do you like best?" he asks with a wink. You point at the money, but the boy simply keeps smiling at you. He makes no effort to hand it over. The boy points to his own round nose. You stare intently at his nose, but nothing happens. He then points to his hand. You look down at your own hands and... What? The money is already in your hand. The boy smiles wryly at you. You cannot help but gaze at the prize that so wondrously found its way into your possession. The beast tamer is the next performer to take the stage. It seems she's going to put on some sort of monster show, as you'd expect. Though this time, she's joined not just by the rat, but other foul creatures. And just like that, the goodwill engendered by the young boy's gift evaporates, and your heart hardens anew. The beast tamer, however, has no idea that you harbor such simmering resentment, and begins her show. Or she tries to, but one of the beasts begins raging out of control. "Help!" the ringmaster shouts in a panic. You instinctively grip your weapon and leap out of your seat to confront the monster. monster is nearly dead. You prepare to strike the killing blow, only for the beast tamer to leap between you and your prey. You unleash your fury upon the girl as she protects the monster. Polka's eyes widen as she easily parries your attack. "Listen, story," she says, hugging you so tightly you can hardly move. The beast tamer tells you it was her fault the beast went berserk. She accidentally trod on its tail as she issued her command. "It wasn't the monster's fault," she says. Tears well up in her eyes. It was her own inexperience. She begins to sob. The ringmaster peels her off you and gives you his heartfelt thanks for once again saving the circus. "Allow me to introduce you. This is Trollus," he says. He follows up the introduction with yet another unexpected request. He wants Trollus to accompany you so she can further develop her skills. Apparently, the idea came to him as soon as he saw your masterful command of the beast in battle. Trollus, trembling, turns her gaze to you. You hesitate. "That's a fantastic idea," bellows Polka, agreeing in your stead. The goal turns to Trollus. "We're all talking around you. Is this what you want?" Trollus thinks for a moment. "Yes, train," she chirps, nodding emphatically. Sensing no way to push back against the overwhelming force of Polka and the ringmaster, you agree to take Trollus along. She breathes frantically through her nose. "Do best, do best," she says eagerly. "This is shaping up to be a fun journey," Polka says, visibly excited. Polka has apparently invited himself to join your crew. Legol starts to say something, but Polka is already so deep into a speech that he loses the will. "We must celebrate the start of Trollus's training," the ringmaster shouts. Not a moment later, everything and everyone is in motion. The various performers jostle you about as they rush up to wish you the best and tell you to take good care of Trollus. As the dust settles, the performers settle to sleep wherever there happens to be space. You stealthily pack your belongings. You have to get out of here. This monster-loving circus just rubs you the wrong way. You reach out to wake Legol, to tell him you both should get out of. "I'm awake," he whispers. You look more closely and see he too has packed his things. He must have known how you felt all along. The two of you agree to sneak out of the circus. You approach the exit to find Polka standing there, as though he were waiting for you. This is sure to be awkward. He approaches you. "Can I tell you something?" he asks, in a far more measured tone than you've ever heard from him. He begins to recount the story of his parents. They too studied monsters. One day, when Polka was very young, monsters attacked his village, killing his parents. His mother raced to get him to safety. She told him to run and began shouting, "The monsters, there." That was when the flames took her. Polka tells you that he began studying monsters in the hopes of one day understanding what she was trying to say. He lowers his head and confesses that he needs your help in order to do so. "You sub-Terrans have the power I need to solve this mystery. I know it." You search his face. He's being sincere. You nod. Polka is no longer just someone you met, or just some scholar. He's you, an orphan. You tell Polka you'll help him once he answers one question. Does he hate monsters? Hatred reduces the mind's capacity for serious inquiry, he notes, his smile exposing gritted teeth. So, he's suppressing his hatred of them beneath a veneer of reason and logic. That'll do. "Already leave?" comes another voice. Your chatter must have woken Trollus. "Her strength will serve us well. We should bring her with us," Polka adds, sensing your reluctance. "Serve well," Trollus parrots, sweeping you off your feet. Thus were your defenses eroded and your ranks bolstered. You depart the circus with your new companions. Dot, dot, dot. Dot, 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 dot. Somehow, your group finds themselves wandering in the desert yet again. You had no problem with letting Polka lead the way, but the sand skiff soon sailed headlong into quicksand and met with disaster. No use crying over spilt milk. Don't want to waste even a drop of moisture out here, after all, Polka quips, holding a water canteen over his mouth and tapping it. You lack the energy to react to Polka's little jest and remain splayed and unmoving on the deck. Despite the rest of the group wasting away under the heat and grappling with brutal thirst, Trollis seems to have maintained some vigor. Trollis's nose twitches as she sniffs at the air a bit. She picks up the scent of water to the north and heads off in that direction.